Hello and a hearty welcome to all my students. This is Ajit Anthony, teacher at Mount Litra Z School, Jhansi. In this video, we are going to discuss the topics related to chapter number 6, that is changes around us. In this module, we are going to discuss two types of changes, that are reversible and irreversible changes. On your screen, you can see number of examples of changes which is happening over here, like breaking of glass, growth of plant, ripening of fruit, and blowing of air in the balloon. These are all the changes which happen. Now understand what is a change. Change means the act which bring difference in the form of material or thing. This difference can be made or can be brought by themselves or by the living organisms. Till here we have discussed the change. Let's discuss the types of change. The change that can be reversed is called reversible change. On your screen right now, the picture is focusing on ice and water. The water can return back to the ice by the freezing process, whereas the salt solution in here, salt can be separated by the process of evaporation, and the air which is filled in the balloon, when the air releases from the balloon, it backs into the original shape and size. That is all what type of change are reversible change. So now on your screen you can see irreversible changes like milk to curd, breaking of glass, growth of a plant, and burning of a candle. These are all what? These are all the changes which are example of the irreversible changes. Now let's discuss that. Over here on your screen you will be seeing that number of examples of the changes. Classify each change into the reversible form or a irreversible form. The balloon or the air moving out from the balloon can be considered the reversible, where emptying the water from the water bottle and the bottle into the mug, that can also be considered as the reversible, whereas opening and closing of door can be considered as a reversible, whereas burning of matchsticks, growth of a flower, rusting of iron are all example of irreversible change. Now we will discuss expansion, then we will discuss contraction. First we will discuss expansion, and after that we are going to discuss the contraction part. Expansion. Always consider that expansion, or Hindi we call it as the किसी चीज़ को फैलाना. To make the thing expand is called expansion. How is going to happen? Always remember, heating makes the particles to expand or they become loose. When the heat is supplied or is being supplied to the particle, they become loose or they become expand. That process is called expansion. When this process happens in the solid, they are called expansions in the solids, whereas this process which happens in the liquid is called expansion in the liquid, whereas if this expansion happens in the gas is called expansion in gases. Now we are going to discuss contraction. Contraction is just an opposite process in term of expansion type. In Hindi, we call contraction as sukurna, and contraction is an opposite process because in an expansion process, the material gets expand or loosen it up, whereas in the contraction part, the material contracts or become tight. When they are freeze or when the temperature get reduced, they contract or they become tight, or the particle in them became tight and rigid. That process where the material or the molecules become tight or the material became contract is called contraction.
Hope you all have enjoyed this session. Thank you.